ocean for a long time. You don't know how long you've been there. Once somebody lock you under the damn boat, and then they bring you your food and everything, you don't know how long you've been there. Then they take you to another part. This is what they do to little children, you know, that don't know no better. Then they take you to another part of your own land and tell you that they just brought you from somewhere else, and you're a small child, and they start telling you that from a small child. That deception makes you grow up a person living on your own soil that believe that you came here from somewhere else in the slave ship. Now, a lot of people did make it here that way, but you want to know the truth about it? Most of the people that's melanated here in the Americas right now, called niggas, blacks, Puerto Ricans, and Mexicans and all that, we are the original inhabitants of this land, and we were not brought here from Africa. We were already here. So this story about him saying people using consciousness to make you believe that you're on another planet and you really be on the same planet, we know where he got that from. See, this is the story of the Masons that came over here and what they did to the people that was here when they got here and how they lied and deceived everyone. This is the same type of brainwash that's coming here around. These extraterrestrial visitors that's here on this planet is to destroy these religions and these corrupt governments. Don't let these religions and corrupt governments make you believe anything else.
Some of them have literally woken up in the midst of having this technology operated on, and they realized that they're actually in a laboratory room. And unfortunately, when they realized they were in a laboratory room, they realized that there were human beings in that room, and there were actual, real Nephilim beings in that room. They realized...
Okay, let me tell you something, all right? And I'm not saying this to discredit myself or anything, but this is what I know for a fact. I have never one time tried to hide the fact that I have already told 1 million people I have been abducted and taken on these vessels before. I've been telling people that since I was a small child. I used to get scorned and ridiculed by my mom and other people in my family for telling them these stories that I'm telling you right now. No one ever believed me. You guys didn't even believe me when I told you there's people that live in the lights that I be talking to. But now they came out and showed you that so you can know how credible I am. Alright, they are not evil. They've been around me all my life, and they have never once did anything to me except encourage me and show me the right way to think and the right way to carry myself. When I be sorry, and what I mean is depressed, and in my stages of feeling like, you know, everything is so gloomy and all that, these things actually come and embrace me. They could use spiritual energy where I can actually feel someone hug me. Alright? Sometimes I be sleeping at night, I can feel these things get in the bed with me. I'm telling you the truth. And they just do that to give me the knowledge to talk to you guys and let you know I'm having this type of interaction with them, and they've never done anything wrong to me. And there's nobody on this earth that can say that I'm an evil person or any of the things that society try to point me out to be. Like, I'm going to show you them do the same thing in this video. That's all they ever do. They find melanated people and make us be evil. And the people that find these spaceships, whether you like it or not, is melanated people also. They are your God creation, the ones who designed this melanin that I tell you guys you have really messed up by trying to destroy it so much on earth, because it is the true center of all manifestation, including you. So I just point that out to you because there's no one else giving you this information, and you got 1 million of these guys out here that's going to try to turn your head away from something greater than their Jesus or themselves or their corrupt governments that we all know don't do anything but take all our money and lock our ass up in prison and charge us for everything, even knowledge. You need to shut your ass up when you deny people the proper right to become educated if they're poor. Any person that will prove to you that do something like that is nothing but a controller. That is proof by that action what they are. They want you to stay ignorant so you cannot combat them in their freaking control. What kind of society have books and everything and then deny the masses from utilizing them? That's ridiculous. And then everybody paying taxes, but you can't freaking go to school to get smart unless you have millions of dollars.
That they were not on a planet, but they realized that they were somewhere on Earth, and they were in a secret place where they were being experimented on. Some of them are actually using ships, real technological ships, to kidnap people. That doesn't...
Now look, I want to show you guys something. Do you see how big this thing is in the middle? The long white one. It looks like a pen or a pencil or something. And then look at this coming in on the side, okay? Because you see, you miss stuff.
Okay, some people think that aliens are from another planet. And And some people think that aliens travel intergalactically, to say that they travel as people or pilots in a ship. And some people think that they're from another solar system. And some people
Look how they're
think
coming out of this
that
hole
they
right here.
created us.
Look, see that hole?
And so
That's a black
some
hole.
people think that
Did you see how they just
here
popped out of there?
to bring
Look.
about a ancient knowledge that mankind lost or something like that. Some people think that Christ
You
is
see
one
how
of
they
these
pop out those black
individuals
holes like
and a
that?
human thing or a human disguise.
That's the melanin I'm telling you
There
about.
are a lot of different beliefs in regards to them. And one thing has been...
Look at this. A lot of people think they're Christ in human disguise.
A lot of different beliefs in regards to them. And one thing has been proven true is that these beings have been deceivers since they first got here. And every time they told a ruler or a person that they came from a planet,
what is
or
this?
they came from a society,
What
and
is
that
that?
they were created under a different God than we would know.
Did you see all that light?
It has often been shown to be a lie. They seem to also change the story of their origin, and history has shown that over and over again. And what I mean by that is to say many times when people thought that they were on another planet, turned out that under hypnotic trance, through hallucinations called either holographic images, they were meant to think they were on another planet. Some of them have literally woken up in the midst of having this technology operated on, and they realized that they were actually in a laboratory room. And unfortunately, when they realized they were in a laboratory room, they realized that there were human beings in that room, and there were actual, real Nephilim beings in that room. They realized that they were not on a...
Right there. This is what I'm talking about. Look at that. Okay, now this right here, I'm going to tell you what we're looking at, right? Now watch this. Okay, first of all, first thing first is that, yes, they do have laboratories where they take people and do assessment on them. The people that they pick up are the people that they've always been picking up. They don't just pick up, if you will, random people. Well, I don't think that's what they do. They probably do. But to my knowledge, from what I get, is that the people that they pick up is just like people that they have already implemented contact with, from small children. Like I tell you guys, they use sunlight to put information inside of you that can make you have instructions to go somewhere and talk to people. It can just happen like that because they use light sigils to give you instructions. That's the reason why people without melanin is so handicapped, because you can't process light as well as people with melanin can. And we are all based on light technology. That's what we are as a people. As you can see, all these things are light and blackness. That's where we all live. We're all constantly encapsulated in this blackness that I'm telling you about. The reason why these things are light entities is because they don't have manifestations of material bodies, which makes them able to travel through space like this, because they're light intelligence. Okay? Now, this thing right here is definitely a manifestation of some type of ship that is, if you will, what he described as a laboratory. Okay? All the entities that you see showing up around it are just coming as if they know what it is. And you can see there's no war. If there's no war with them, it's because they recognize each other as something they shouldn't be warring with. Look at this.
They were in a secret place where they were being experimented.
What is that? A mothership. Look at it.
Are actually using ships.
See, they don't even show you that.
Technological ships.
They hid this from you. Look at it.
That does not qualify them.
What is that?
From another planet.
They hid it from you. They wouldn't even show you what it was.
So let's understand a little bit more evidence.
That's what it was.
Let's
see,
go back
the problem
to
is,
the intergalactic
look, let me show you something.
If the system,
let me show you something.
And some people, a different God than we would know, it is often in a laboratory room. People, that does not qualify them as coming from another planet, as the way they would define it.
You see those brown ships? Let me show you what they are. Watch this. This is going to really trip you out. Okay, how about this? How's this? Look on her head right there. Look at that. How's that, huh? Do you see? Can you see that? Look at this. Look how round it is. And then look at this thing flying across there. Okay, how about that? So you can see that they're constantly trying to show you what's going on. These are the people who the Europeans went into their land and murdered them and stole their knowledge. And they wonder how they were able to build those pyramids and everything. Well, because we had this type of stuff backing us up. You see it? You see the similarity? Do you see it? I hope you can see that. Because see, I was sent to point all this stuff out to you, to let you know how foolish you've become and how your wickedness has created a circumstance for everything on this planet to be destroyed by these things that come here. And the reason for the destruction will be just to start over, like a phoenix rising from the ashes. It's the concept of how everything began anyway. And the ignorance of mankind on earth has gotten so bad that it'd be easier to just start over from the beginning, because a lot of people love this chaotic foolishness, and it's going to be a lot of suffering and wars fought for the eradication of this ignorance to be manifested. So that's the reason for the weather, because the weather cannot be oppositioned. So the tornadoes is going to continue, and the fires is going to come this summer, because you're going to see rain, rain, rain to grow vegetation. And then, and I'm not saying this because I'm getting a blast out of it. I'm saying this because the only way you're going to stop it from happening is that you're going to know, I'm warning you, that the only way to reverse this is by reversing your consciousness. Because it's your consciousness and the way you think, killing black people and destroying the earth and eating dead animals, that makes it where the universe is getting ready to give you back what you've been putting out. Sorry to say that to you, but you think there's nothing wrong with just going fishing because you ain't got nothing else to do, putting a hook in a fish mouth and traumatizing the shit out of all that type of behavior. Is the reason why Sekhmet, you see that, is back here to get in that ass.
Stand a little bit more evidence on that. Let's go back to the intergalactic thing, okay? If they're from an intergalactic world, let's say they're from 9 solar systems away from us, and they were from a technological world that is 9 solar systems away from us, that world would be far more present.
But I want to just point something out, and I'm not saying this to be mean. Even though you see all this awesome power right here, and all this knowledge, obvious knowledge that is being held from us, and we're not even being exposed to it, the only thing you're going to get out of this guy is stuff to support their stupid religious dogma, that you should overlook all this stuff and still roll with the Jesus stuff. Now listen, this is where we're going with it. I just want to point that out to you. This is where we're going. Watch.
Than non-existent as we're in that state now. Meaning the traffic would be so heavy that you would see it. And you would clearly see it all the time.
Okay, here is our technology on earth. Now we're supposed to be the people that's so blessed with the great love in Jesus God and all the dogma that everybody on earth has been given a story that their God has made us be so chosen and so great over everything in the universe. We've even been given dogma that nothing else in the universe exists but us, okay? But now we got all these things flying around. Somebody got a whole lot of questions to answer, because if all these things is so advanced that they can just zip around through space like this, and then look at our shit. Well, I should say the governments of our planet. Look at it. This big old ugly clumsy stuff is out there taking up space, and it's pollution and every damn thing. Got all the other people looking at us like we need to do something about them. Look, why did they put this big raggedy piece of, we probably got oil leaking and shit, you know, all type of stuff going on. But now we are the blessed people that's fortunate enough to be living on a rotten planet, okay? But we got Jesus, so we doing all right. But whatever you do, don't let the evil aliens come along, the ones that's blowing up the weaponry and stuff that they put all over the planet. They want you to believe that that means they're evil. No, it's evil that you would even build some stuff like that.
Interesting thing about space is that the solar system that we live in is actually called clean space, meaning there aren't really a whole lot of debris and gases and things in our solar system.
Look at this.
It's very.
That's good right there. I like that. Look at this.
Have literally woken up
I'll show you something.
in the midst of having this technology operated on. If they're from an intergalactic travel warp speed.
Excuse me. I'm sorry, I gotta get it. I wanted to show you that machine right there.
Either holographic images. They were meant to think they were on another planet. Some of them have literally woken up in the midst of having this
right there.
Speed, at such a speed and power that it would probably kill them before they even got here. The gases would definitely ignite with nuclear energy sources. This is why deep interstellar travel is not possible, because far more present.
It's probably not possible for you with your limited sense.
Non-existent, as we're in that state now, meaning the space, meaning the travel warp speed.
You see this thing that I've tried my best to get the focus and pause so I can elaborate on it? Right there. Stop. Dang, it took forever. Shit. Okay, excuse me. I told you guys I'm a tad bit psychotic. It's upset that I can't afford a new mouse. I was thinking about just putting on the ski mask and running up right into, I ain't even gonna say that, because somebody might actually come and arrest me for that, and I'll just be joking around. But you see this right here? Remember that thing that I showed in that other video that was spinning around, spitting fire out? It had accelerant coming out of the side. Remember? If you guys saw that, I don't remember what the name of it was. But anyway, it was shooting accelerant out, and then it was had some type of spark ignition that was sparking and igniting, and it was shooting fire, water everywhere, and it had one on each side, an ignition port, and plus this thing was spinning around, and as it was spinning, it was just throwing out some type of fuel, and the fuel was getting ignited by that fire. And these same people right here in this video, I don't know if it's them, but they're the same type of interest group that wants you to believe that this type of doomsday machine was invented by these aliens that's flying around our planet. And I'm saying, now these guys, these aliens got these light ships that's where they don't need no stupid technology like this. They need an accelerant to create fire for them. If they wanted to burn up the earth, they can use the volcanoes that's on the earth to do it. Okay, or they could just use their light ships to do it, or they could just simply use the sun. The sun already done pointed a laser at you to show you the physicality of its energy of intellect, how it can make manifestations of light to do work for it. This piece of stupid material-induced doomsday machinery is mankind limitation. So I wanted to point that out to you. When you see that video, if you ever see it that I made where they show this as a doomsday device, and I said, I don't know what that is. I could be computer generated, or I don't know. If the aliens did bring that with them, I don't know why they would have to bring some type of bulky, stupid, satellite-looking man-made technology like this when they are so advanced. This would just seem like an eyesore and plus some dead weight that they wouldn't even want to carry around because it just slowed them down. But I wanted to point that out to you.
Travel warp speed at such a speed and power that it would probably kill them before they even got here.
Okay, well see, when he say that, he's taking things away from them that say, you know, they're limited. But then Santa, fat ass, can deliver gifts to everybody on the planet, and he got a sleigh with a bunch of reindeers. And you ain't never heard none of these guys come out there and say, well, that's some bullshit, Santa shouldn't be able to do that. But now you use these guys that show you they got light ships and everything, but then they supposed to have limitations on them.
The gases would definitely ignite with nuclear energy sources. This is why deep interstellar travel is not possible.
Neither can Santa.
Because
but we
the more and more further you go out into space, the more and more dangerous it becomes to travel. So if there was intergalactic activity going on, where people are actually blasting themselves from that solar system over to here, the traffic,
let me show you something.
That does not qualify them as coming from another planet.
You're going to actually see someone shoot.
So let's understand a little bit more
Sekhmet.
evidence on that. Let's go back to the intergalactic thing.
Look, let me show you guys something.
If they're from an intergalactic
so
world,
from us.
Let's say they're from 9 solar systems away from us, and they were from a technological world that is 9 solar systems away from us, that world would be far more present than non-existent as we're in that state now. Meaning the traffic would be so heavy that you would see it. And you would clearly...
You mean like these things right here that they're already showing in the telescope? He probably mean like the many UFOs that we see flying around our planet right now. He probably mean like the ones that's been here forever that live in the ground. So the traffic that you would see, if it's not obvious to him right now that we're seeing that traffic, then I don't know what's wrong. I mean, I really don't. I don't know what's wrong. The problem is they want you to believe that they so great and this is all they have. This bullshit like this. But then you got guys that could come in here, rape the people who made this, just, you know, violate them like they've been doing everybody else on the planet. So now what they got to do is discredit these people. That is, of course, melanated people. Believe it or not, I don't care. They just don't want you to have trust in your true creator essence because they want you to roll with the Jesus thing. I'm sorry, but I'm telling you the truth. All right? And these people are here to let you know, no, that shit's going to stop on this earth because it's causing genocide and it's destroying the earth. And the people who put it here is utilizing that to their advantage, to steal and hoard everything for themselves and say that they God gave them the right to do it. And they're going to stop destroying these women. They're going to stop raping all these little kids. They're going to stop building all these prisons. They're going to stop building all these concentration camps because Sekhmet is here to see to that.
We see it all the time. Interesting thing about space is that the solar system that we live in is actually called clean space, meaning there aren't really a whole lot of debris and gases and things in our solar system.
Oh, bullshit. He's lying. Watch this. I'm going to prove it to you.
Names before that.
Look at that.
Where they can...
Now, that's the spiral vortex right there that opens up to let these spaceships come into this solar system. That is what that is. So he cannot say anything about there not being gases and all that stuff in outer space. It has to be. There's a formation of it right there, okay? Anytime you see a spiral of energy like this, you better believe it's all elements of nature at work, and vapors and gases and everything you can imagine, okay? As well as heat and temperature and all that. Problem is with mankind not having the senses and everything to be able to show you real scientific knowledge about what all this is. He's just going to try to write it off as some type of fluke occurrence of nature or something that someone is evil coming to do all this stuff. You know, that's because that's the limitations. That is the limitations of mankind on earth. Whatever we don't know about, we kill it. Okay? And then when you kill it, you never get a chance to find out about it. So that means you left in a state of ignorance to something that probably came to give you some genuine knowledge.
Yeah. They take control of you. They possess you. They do terrible things.
Now this is
They're not your friend.
This is the formation of
Not
shit
my
that he
friend.
said would be obvious if they
And they're
really
not the
existed.
solution to
Okay,
the
now
human
that's not
race.
obvious. What is?
You see, you probably heard that
You
they
see
tell
the
the
spiral?
human race and the rulers that you need to make peace and you need to end your weaponry and stop killing each other and stop doing these harmful things to each other and we'll help you. But yet, what you don't told is that these aliens also want our help too.
Okay, here's the deal. What do they need our help for? I mean, what? I'm just serious. What can we possibly do to help them? I'm sure we could teach them our nuclear technology, right? Or teach them to hate their women. You know, all that good stuff that we know about. I guess we could share that type of knowledge with them, huh? Because otherwise, I really don't see why they would need our help. Because see, most of the time, people that need your help, you go help them. Anybody that could come to you and have more technology than you have, okay, come on now. Now listen, let me explain something to you guys. The pyramids and all the structures that you see built around the Nile Valley, these people help them do that. That's flying right now in these ships. They help them to build those things. That's why everything that you see on our earth looks just like that stuff. See? See how it's all synonymous with each other? Do you see? Because it's their technology. It's their technology that we're utilizing, and that's the reason why you always see synonymous reflections of where our knowledge came from. Let me show you what I mean. Look at this. Male phallus. You see that? But watch this. There go that female uterus. Do you see? Do you see what I'm talking about? It's always like that. Those are the polarities of our life. And they will always show you this in our demonstrations of life. Because, again, look. There's this circle with the hole for the phallus. Alright? And as you can see, even right here, it's the same thing, see? And the hole for the gears inside of the machinery to turn this thing, alright? Even here, you see? Even there, you can see the male phallus inside of the female's vagina. Okay? So this is like what they show us. Even here, look. As you can see, there's the cosmic uterus.
How is it they got things together?
Okay.
Why do they need our help?
It even look like a mouse.
If they're so secure.
You see that? That's why they call it a mouse.
Why do they need us to disarm?
But it shows you how nature shows you the geometric design in every aspects of manifestations.
Have you ever wondered why? A good hustler knows that when you hustle something, you need to get back in return. You're doing it because you want to make that person happy so that you can make yourself happy when you get back the return. A hustler will sell you something, but he wants the money. Do you understand? Did you know when dealing with these beings in negotiation, where your tax dollars are being used to talk to them and you're not even told anything about it, did you know these beings hustle? They promise people technology. Okay,
let's look at this.
They don't call them aliens.
Look at that.
They call them evil spirits.
Those are those thumpers.
And they say that Christians would call them
demons. Did you see that? Look.
But yet, Independence Day, The X-Files, all these shows.
Let me tell you guys something too, so you can understand this. They are having wars all in outer space. And the wars is wars of good and evil. What I mean is that the technology that we're looking at, there is wise entities out there that's based on being evil. And they're the ones who came here to the earth and set up shop here. They created a reason for these people to come here and eradicate them off of our earth. So yes, there is an evil force out there that has this type of technology, but divineness always overcomes evil. I don't care what anyone tries to say, even if it takes a while. Most of the time, divine actions are over-encompassing and final. So the eradication of this circumstance on earth will be final. It will never happen again. Believe that after this time.
I just want you to think they're
not for these people. They're all going to be eradicated.
The truth is out there, and they're not aliens. You ever asked yourself, why would they want you to think that, though?
Look at this Bible.
You see, if you think alien, you don't think about Jesus. And when you think alien, it makes you doubt Jesus. And when you doubt Jesus, guess what happens? These aliens run right over you.
Let me tell you something. When you doubt Jesus, you doubt a system of oppression and slavery that has been going on this earth forever. These people that are here right now, that's not one time that I know of said anything negative about anyone being less than God and put on this earth to be a slave to other people who claim their God's superiority. So you know what, this guy that you're listening to right now, he is the one that's guilty of that. Anyone who perpetuates Jesus being the reason that these things are evil, because once you start having your trust in them, you're going to put your Jesus thing aside. And then, of course, everybody on earth that think that whatever Jesus said gives them the right to be evil and mean and go into the lands of other people and kill them all. and don't talk to them and don't breathe to them, you know, the type of stuff we have on earth right now with this discrimination and this prejudice, these people right around these UFOs did not give us that propaganda. It was the people that is supporting this guy that's talking his crap right now that gave you that.
They take control of you. They possess you.
Everything they did.
They do terrible things.
Everything they've done.
They're not your friend.
Right.
They're not my friend.
That's right, because I can tell you something.
Not...
I could go right now to plenty of churches, black or white, and I walk up in there and try to be greeted with the warmth that Christianity claimed that it have, and it's not true. And you all know that. Everybody knows that everything he's saying about these UFOs, you can't prove that about them. But we know where you can find people that fit the description of that. We all know that. So don't even try to act like I'm the one out of pocket by pointing this out to the world. It's just that I don't believe that a lot of people is actually seeing it. Because if you were seeing it, why are the aftermath of this so devastating? It's like if I'm walking through the woods and I can hear